Today, we're going over historical pranks that went a little too far. Beringer's Lying Stones. It's 1725, and Johann Beringer is proudly showing off the latest additions to his collection of curiosities to his colleagues at the University of Würzburg. Beringer was considered by many around him to be a genius. He'd become a professor of medicine at the school at the young age of 27, and in just 20 years, he'd not only become the dean of the School of Medicine, but also the chief physician at the nearby Julius Hospital. This fast track to academic greatness had given him somewhat of an ego, and also a reputation of being an arrogant prick who thought he knew everything. Beringer's study of medicine had led to a fascination of the natural world, and this was why he'd begun collecting fossils. At the time, there were many theories of how they got in there. Some believed the fertilized eggs of these animals somehow got into the rock and grew up there. Some believed they were imprinted by the sun like an X-ray. But Beringer had his own theory, and he was not shy to confidently tell everyone around him that these fossils were actually carvings made by God as proof of his existence. Two colleagues at Würzburg, J. Ignaz Roderick, a professor of geography and algebra, and Johann Georg von Eckart, the university librarian, were particularly sick of Beringer's arrogance on something that was way outside of his area of expertise. And when they find out that Beringer had hired a trio of brothers to dig in a nearby mountain for fossils, they concoct a plan to put Beringer in his place. But what started off as a small prank on their asshole colleague would very quickly get way out of hand. Roderick and Eckart begin carving fake fossils into limestone. They carve frogs and lizards, then, getting more creative, carve spiders in their webs. They look at their creations and laugh. How ridiculous! And they begin to carve even more outrageous things, like half-frog, half-fish fossils, frogs in the process of making baby frogs. And then they come up with the most hilarious idea for the prank. Oh my heavens, Eckart, that one is truly wonderful. Watch me as I carve quite the derriere onto this specimen. Remembering Beringer's theory that these fossils were created by God himself, they begin carving the word God in Hebrew, Latin, and Arabic under some of their animals. They give their fake fossils to someone who hides them in the mountains where Beringer's helpers were looking. And then they